The sound you hear is what some experts claim to be a Bigfoot scream. Recorded in the state of Washington by a group of campers in 1971, it is regarded as the highest quality audio of the creature ever captured.
Hello! Welcome to Bigfoot Real Encounters. We're glad to have you stop by. We'd also like to take this time to invite you to share your encounter. You can send your stories to the email bfrealencounters@mail.com, where we will feature your story with all of the respect that it deserves. So send your stories in, bfrealencounters@mail.com. We look forward to hearing from you and your great stories soon. Hello everybody, welcome to Bigfoot Real Encounters. I'd like to welcome all of our new viewers today, as well as all of our returning viewers. We're glad that you clicked on the channel today to watch this video. This is one of the several safe places to share your encounter. Many people feel it very helpful to get their stories off their chest, to get it out into the open. Many people feel that they need to warn others about what is sharing our forest and our earth with us. This is a safe place to do that because we're not going to ridicule you. We will believe you. This is a place where you can tell your stories safely. We won't put up with any ridicule in the comments. You will be believed. Now is the best time in history to come forward with your encounters. People are listening. For example, look at all the Bigfoot shows on television. Look at all the Bigfoot channels on YouTube. Now's the time. We are coming across these creatures more and more people are telling about them. They leave a mark on you. Most of the time it's negative. Is it because the creatures are horrible, or is it because we don't understand them? And is that misunderstanding between us because we think that they're not real, and then all of a sudden, there they are? Well, let's get the stories out. These are eyewitness encounters. They are not stories as a story, somebody has made something up. Okay, folks? So you can tell what happened to you. You can start to heal. I have Bigfoot Anonymous, a private group on Facebook where you can hook up with other folks who have had their own encounters, and you can discuss the similarities, the differences, and if you're having ongoing encounters, maybe you can brainstorm with others and come up with a way to resolve the situations. Now's the time to do these things. People are talking. Eyewitnesses are coming forward. The stories and encounters are getting out, evidenced by this channel being here and others, other good ones. So we are going to go state by state. We're going to continue on until more emails start rolling in. And we're going to be looking at the state of Arkansas. Yes, home of the legendary Fouke monster. But before we get into Arkansas, we're going to take a look at an encounter sent to me. This reads here, I've seen them in the States. I've been driving semi since 2013. I've seen about 11 of them. They're either pitch black or reddish brown. I've seen them in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee. They all have been along the interstate or a mile from them. I've seen a pregnant Bigfoot with no breast once. I could tell which side she had been comfortable laying on by the hair missing and matted out. Once, I hiked up on there standing a foot away from each other. They all looked as though they were sleeping. I surprised them by walking up, and their faces looked like mine, with their mouth wide open. I stepped around a tree to be on the open more with them. When I stepped around the large tree down the bank, they had vanished completely. The first Bigfoot of about 11 I've seen was in South Carolina. The location was on I-85 in Oconee County. It was about 9 to 10 feet tall. It ran alongside my front right fender of the semi I was driving. The color was reddish brown, like a dead pin needle color. It ran so fast the long hair was straight back like someone on a motorcycle. The hair didn't wave up or down when it ran so fast and smooth. I'm thinking it could run over 3 mountains before it could tire out. October 2013. It was running before the rain I just came out of. When I looked over and seen it, I knew in my mind Bigfoot. I knew a lady was behind me and I could tap my brakes once. This way I could slow and let it get in front so I could see its entire body. I thought Bigfoot and looked at its feet. I didn't see any ankle, toes, or anything but hair. I was coasting downhill, so I caught back up. I must have been doing 40 or 50, and it wasn't full stride. When it was back at my fender, I thought to myself that it was being dangerous there. If I jerked my wheel over, I could run over it. At that moment, it cut right back up the bank and was gone. It was the most majestic being I've ever seen. Talk about excited. I asked in a prayer for my life to be more exciting. I specifically asked to see a Bigfoot and a UFO before I die. Less than 4 months later, I seen both, up close, real close. The UFO, I had to slow almost to a stop. Wow, what an encounter, folks. I guess you better be careful what you push for, what you pray for. That's really, really something. I mean, here he is driving along, and there's a Bigfoot just running right alongside the truck with his hair hanging straight back behind it. That was actually kind of funny, I thought. Running so fast that his hair just flying straight back behind it. How do you describe it? Oh, like it was on a motorcycle. That's actually kind of funny. But that's really something. You know, I bet there's a lot of truckers that have seen a lot of things. Let me put this out there. If you're a trucker, a truck driver, and you've seen these things, I want to hear from you. You're on the road a lot. A lot of you are on the road at night, which seems to be when most folks see these things, at night. And you know something? I don't know why they don't wait until the cars and trucks pass. And here was one just run alongside of the truck. Are they just playing? Is this their entertainment? I really, really wonder about that. Because if they're just trying to get across the road like an animal would, and we know that these are people, not an animal, and people need entertainment. But if they're just trying to get across the road, they'd wait 3 seconds for the thing to go by and then they'd charge across the road. Because we know they can get across very fast in a matter of seconds, because that's what's been reported. Actually, I will come out right out and say I think they're playing. I think they might think it's funny. And I've heard stories where they have looked into the window at people. I think they get a kick out of our reaction sometimes. I could be wrong, I don't know, but that's just the impression I get from it. But anyway, there's a story that was in the comments section on one of my videos. I appreciate you putting that in there. And if you have any more stories, encounters that you'd like to send along, just go right ahead. I know you're busy being a truck driver, and maybe sending it to the comment section is the only way you have to get it to me in a hurry, so that's fine. I'll accept them in the comment sections. I'll also accept them at the email address, bfrealencounters@mail.com. B as in boy, F. Well, actually, it's the initials for Bigfoot Real Encounters, okay? bfrealencounters@mail.com. There, I'll use some video graphics so you can see it, okay, folks? Actually, I like doing these graphics. It might be a little hokey, but that's just one thing that I enjoy about doing this is putting in some of the different graphics. I used to do this with some of my own pictures and stuff, make little short videos, and I figured that's really enjoyable. So when I got to doing this YouTube channel, I just continued on with that, and trying to make it a little bit better too. So all right, let's go on to Arkansas. Before I do, remember to like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description below. Do hit the bell icon so that you're notified when I post another video. And yes, the state of Arkansas. This is in, let's see, Miller County. Nearest town, Fouke, Arkansas. Yes, I'm going straight to the area of the Fouke monster. Legend of Boggy Creek. I watched that movie as a young person. Scared the heck out of me. That arm reaching through that window. Wow. Alright, now this is from 1996. Apparently, these encounters have continued. Now this reads, at the time I saw this, I was driving an 18-wheeler on Highway 71 south of Fouke, Arkansas, near the crossing of the Sulphur River, going north at around 1 a.m. Another truck driver, folks. The headlights of my rig picked out what I thought was a dead tree trunk, about 6 feet or so tall, off the right side of the road next to the water. I saw eyes shining in the headlights and thought it must be an owl or something in the tree. But as I got closer, the tree walked off into the swamp. I never saw anything so weird. As I went by the place it had been, something screamed loud enough I could hear it over the sound of the truck with the windows closed. And I sure wasn't going back to see what it was. Whatever I saw, it looked like a dead tree trunk at first. If it hadn't moved, I might have gone right by it and thought that's all it was. It was dark colored, and nothing but the eyes shining red got picked up by the headlights. Wow. There we go, folks. Right by the swamp, near Fouke, Arkansas. What can I say? We all know of the legendary, infamous Fouke, Arkansas, the Fouke monster. And it just speaks for itself. And here in 1996, things are going on again, still. So let's take another look around, see if there's some other stories. And of course, we do. The year's 2000, Miller County, Arkansas. Also, let's see. Alright, now this one reads, I'm probably going to regret telling this story. Everyone I know will probably laugh me out of the country. Not on my wife's side, buddy. I myself, for many years, would hoorah and laugh every time someone would mention these creatures. Here it goes. I live in northeast Texas, not far from Texarkana. I have lived in the Texarkana area for quite some time. I don't coon hunt anymore. My business has become more demanding. Coon hunting is a sport that really demands a lot of time. I found I didn't have the time to devote to it, so I got rid of my walker hounds. I was so into the sport at one time, I had hunting licenses in 3 states. I had several night champions to my credit. Several years ago, on a cold night in January, February, I believe it was in 2000, don't remember the exact date, I was coon hunting in Miller County, Arkansas. I don't know exactly how far from Mercer Bayou we were, but I know we were in an area the old-timers call Thornton Wells. While we were hunting in this flooded timber, our dogs split-treed. I went to my dog, who had treed on the other side of the swamp. The other guys went to their dogs on the other side. I got to the tree my dogs were treeing and looked at my coon, caught my dogs. Everything seemed okay, so I decided to amble back toward the others. I could just barely hear their dogs treeing way across the bayou. Suddenly, I heard something walking in the flooded timber. Bear in mind, this whole area is 8 to 15 inches flooded with brackish swamp water. I could tell by the gait that it was someone coming in the flooded woods, so I called out to them thinking it must have been one of my hunting champions. To my dismay, no one answered. Instead, all I heard was a deep-throated gurgling growl and the awfulest putrid smell. The smell was like when you kill a wild hog and grab him by the hind leg, and then you give out dragging him and put your hand up your nose and the smell knocks you over. I also heard a whining kind of whistling sound. My dogs were on my leash and were whimpering. Now these weren't just any dogs. These were UKC lipper-bred walkers. They probably weighed in at close to 100 pounds. They would and could rip a 20-pound coon apart. Yet, they were cowardly crouched behind my legs whimpering. I knew I had seen them tear coyotes to shreds that had tried to come into a tree where they were treeing. I couldn't understand it. Still, in all, I was not concerned about any of this and got my dogs and started back across the swamp. After a few minutes, I heard the sound of someone or something walking in the water again. So I stopped and turned around, and standing right behind me was a creature of immense size. He must have been at least 8 or 9 feet tall. He was covered from head to toe with real dark hair, and when my coonbuster coon light hit him in the eyes, his eyes glowed like a deer in a spotlight. Talking about the hair on the back of your neck standing up, I was scared. I don't even remember being that scared. He made a hissing sound and reached down and took his hand and started scooping water and throwing it up at me and making a deep, throaty noise. My dogs started chomping at the leash and growling, trying to get at it. Having regained their bravery, I grabbed the leash and tore out across that swamp, so scared that for a while I went in the wrong direction. I got to a big cypress and caught my breath. I could hear the thing behind me. Sounded like it was about 100 yards or so back. It followed me for a ways, then after a while I could hear it across the bayou making a moaning sound and moving away slowly. I got my breath and my compass and my bearings and started back to the truck. When I got there, I didn't say a word to my friends about what I saw and heard for fear they would laugh me down. Needless to say, I never returned to Thorn Wells, nor do I plan to. For a long time, I kept this to myself. I even had nightmares about it. The only person I ever told was an old coon hunter from Doddridge, Arkansas. He's dead and gone now. But I do remember something he said to me that day. He said, "If you're smart, you'll keep that to yourself. I know from experience that people will laugh at you and call you a liar." I've hunted in the Sulphur River bottoms many nights, but never have I seen anything like that before or since. I'm not one for tall tales, but I thought I would share this terrifying ordeal with you all because it seems we might have something in common. Now that's scary. Apparently, this Sasquatch just wanted him to leave, just wanted him out of there. being that large and as powerful as we know, he could have ended him very easily, but he didn't. Just wanted him to go, and the man left, took his dogs and left, and he followed him for a little while, and then just turned around and went back into the swamp. It's usually what these things do. They want you gone for some reason. Maybe they got the little ones in the area. Maybe they're on a hunt. And if they get real insistent, maybe there's something else there that could be endangering you. That has happened. So, but I just want to say another thing. There's another fellow, obviously not a wimp, but the days of ridicule and non-belief are over. Okay? You can come to any number of platforms, mine being one, some other very good channels like Buckeye Bigfoot, Dixie Cryptid, How to Hunt, several others. If you want to have it, your encounter displayed this way so that your information and the details of your encounter can be absorbed by the population so that we can get a better picture and more details. So when we go out on our hunt or our picnic or hike and one steps out or makes itself known, oh, okay, we're going to be startled, but we'll know how to react to keep it at a minimum stress level so that we don't get PTSD from it. And we don't have to worry about the laughter and the non-belief, because the days of hearing a story on the news and having the news broadcasters laugh at you, having the sheriff's department and the game wardens and whatnot ridicule you, laugh at you, friends and family call you nuts when they're supposed to have your back, and children not being believed when there's a tree peeker. Okay, those days are over. All right, share your encounter. Give us the details. bfrealencounters@mail.com. Also, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and check out the links in the description below. Check out Jeffrey Lilly's book, Bigfoot and Stellar Jay's River Day. Jeffrey's got some more books in the way, I hear. Be safe out there, folks, and remember, while you're hiking, camping, picnicking, canoeing, keep your eye on the tree line to see what's keeping an eye on you. We'll see you in the next one. Once again, another great story. Thanks for tuning in. Please share your encounter. Email us, bfrealencounters@mail.com. Your story is very important. We will treat it with the respect that it deserves. Also, be sure to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Thanks once again. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Watch out for our next video. Maybe we'll feature yours. Have a great day.